The cult leader who turned followers into killers. The dark story of Charles Manson. The air in Los Angeles felt different in the summer of 1969. It was supposed to be a time of peace, music, freedom, and love. But hidden beneath that calm surface, something sinister was growing. And at the center of it all was a man who didn't need a weapon to kill. His name was Charles Manson. He didn't look like a monster. He was small, soft-spoken, almost forgettable at first glance. But when he spoke, people listened. Not just listened, they obeyed. Manson had a gift. Not strength. Not wealth. Control. He found the broken, the lost, the ones searching for meaning, and he gave them exactly what they wanted. A family. A purpose. A leader. They called themselves the family. But this was no family. This was a trap. Deep in the California desert, at an isolated ranch, Manson built his world. A world where his word was truth. Where reality bent to his imagination. He spoke of a coming war, a violent apocalypse. He called it helter-skelter. To anyone else, it was just a song. To Manson, it was destiny. He believed chaos had to begin. And he believed they would start it. The night of August 8, 1969. The darkness felt heavier than usual. Manson gathered a few of his most loyal followers. His voice was calm, almost hypnotic. "Go," he told them. "Do what needs to be done. No hesitation. No questions." Because by then, they didn't think for themselves anymore. High in the hills of Los Angeles stood a beautiful home. Inside was a young actress, full of life, full of hope, and just weeks away from becoming a mother. Her name was Sharon Tate. She had no idea this would be her last night alive. The door opened. Strangers entered. And within moments, the night turned into horror. Screams echoed through the house. Panic, fear, desperation. Sharon begged. Not for herself, but for her unborn child. But mercy didn't exist in that room. By morning, 5 lives were gone. And on the walls, written in blood, was a single word: pig. The city was in shock. No one understood why this had happened. But the nightmare wasn't over. The very next night, it happened again. Another home. Another couple. The violence was even more brutal. More personal. More terrifying. This time, messages were written again. Words meant to spread fear, confusion, chaos. Exactly what Manson wanted. And still, he hadn't killed anyone himself. When the truth finally came out, it was almost impossible to believe. These weren't random killers. They were followers. People who once laughed, loved, and lived normal lives. Now, they had become something else entirely. Weapons. Controlled by one man. When police arrested Manson, the world expected fear, regret, maybe even madness. But what they saw was something far worse. Calm. Cold. Unshaken. In court, he smiled. He carved symbols into his own forehead. His followers still worshipped him. Even then, it was as if the spell never broke. Manson was found guilty. Not because he held the knife, but because he created the killers. Because he turned belief into violence. Because he proved something the world wasn't ready to face. That the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun or a knife. It's influence. Charles Manson died in prison in 2017. But his story still lingers. Not just as a crime, but as a warning. Because sometimes, the real horror isn't the one who kills. It's the one who makes others do it. For more real, dark, and shocking crime stories, stay tuned.